Welcome to lesson number 4. I am Peter Okebukola, and today is Monday, the 7th of June, 2021. I've ever wondered why I always mention the date of presentation of a lesson. Wonder no more. This is because knowledge is increasing at a very rapid rate. Yesterday, it was atoms are indivisible. Today, it is the atom can be split. Yesterday, it was, don't eat eggs, don't drink coffee, it's going to kill you. Today, eat some eggs, drink some coffee. Quite good for you. Today's topic, ladies and gentlemen, is development of a quality assurance policy for a higher education institution. Mind you, you got it right. It is very, very, very important. So what are we waiting for? Come on, let's roll. Okay, so let's roll to look at the development of a quality assurance policy. Last lesson, that's lesson number 3. What did we do? We looked at the CIQG International Quality Principles, 7 of them, as we can see on the screen. Today, the lesson number 4, where we completed, we should be able to state the purpose of a quality assurance policy, be able to describe the steps for developing it, and action. This is practical track. We're going to draft a quality assurance policy for higher education institution. You can see a lot of work to be done, but we're going to go slow. So teacher asked Joseph, "Hey, why are you late, Joseph?" Joseph answered, "Because of a sign down the road." Okay, what does the sign have to do with your being late? Joseph answered the teacher, "The sign said, 'School ahead, go slow.'" Oh my goodness. So first things first, anyway, what's a quality assurance policy? Now, I have defined the quality assurance policy as a document. Of course, a policy document, which specifies the processes and procedures for ensuring that minimum standards of input, process, and output of an institution are maintained, sustained, or surpassed. So what's the purpose of an institutional quality assurance policy? Let us ask some of our participants in this training.
My name is Samuel. We have a quality assurance policy in National Open University, and the main purpose of the quality assurance we have in National Open University is to prevent defects, such that the processes, we have will arrive at a desired product in the university. We also ensure that everyone on the team are involved in developing the products so that we can have what we call a responsible quality assurance.
Okay, thank you very much. We go on now to Akintunde Akinfenwa. Let's have your view on the purpose of a quality assurance policy.
Thank you very much, sir. So I'm Akintunde Akinfenwa from Osun State University, and yes, we have a quality assurance policy in place in my university. And the main aim is to allow for kind of continuous improvement through a kind of process of self-evaluation, planning, and also to ensure that we are actually following the vision and mission of our university. Thank you, sir.
Great. Thank you also very much. Thank you so very much, Dr. Samuel Awolumate of National Open University of Nigeria and Engineer Akintunde Akinfenwa of Osun State University. But let's have a quick review of all of this. The purpose of a quality assurance policy is to safeguard the academic standards and quality of education at the university. All of these points were mentioned by our 2 participants. Ensure the integrity of the academic awards of the university. So you are awarding a degree, a diploma, or certificate. The quality assurance policy ensures that the integrity of such awards is maintained. We guide the staff in taking appropriate steps in maintaining minimum standards in its operations. It's a pathway for meeting institutional vision, mission, and strategic goals to ensure that the institution operates within the standards set by a regulatory agency like NUC, like GTEC, for the purpose of accreditation, to mobilize everybody in the institution to work collectively towards maintaining a common goal of quality, and is to provide guidance in the development of quality assurance and its enhancement procedures and practices. And last point here, development to facilitate the development of a culture of self-evaluation so that we have a culture of quality in the institution. There are more than this, but these are some of the ones I'm able to come up with. So what are the benefits of having a quality assurance policy? I'm sure you can come up with several hundreds of such benefits, but I've been able to list a few here. If you have a quality assurance policy in your institution, it will help to improve the quality of teaching, of learning, of research, and community engagement. And it will help to better performance in external quality assurance, such as accreditation. So if you have a quality assurance policy and if you're implementing it, oh my goodness, it's going to be very helpful in external accreditation or external evaluation. Having a quality assurance policy will give some satisfaction to the society and other stakeholders about the expectations and needs. And it will help to improve your public image. If you don't have a quality assurance policy, then you will just be groping in the dark and you will not be focused. So, but if you are focused with a quality assurance policy, it will help to improve your institutional and public image. It will also help you to enhance the capacity to compete with other institutions. When they rank, you actually will know those institutions who rank well by those who have good quality, who have quality assurance policies. That's not all. There'll be quite a lot more. Now, what are the ingredients for development of a quality assurance policy? What I mean by this, ingredients, what are the things that you need? You need institutions' statements of vision, mission, strategy, goals, and core values, which you can get from your institution, like website. You get those there. University and faculty handbooks. You need all of these things that I'm listing here. Staff condition of service, you need the input process product framework for quality assurance, which we learned in lesson 2. You need that one here. And then the CIQG quality principles. You also need that document. And a lot more, but these are some of the core ones. So what are the steps in developing a quality assurance policy? First, there should be an ad hoc committee to prepare the draft. And that draft, you then weave it through or walk it through consultations, department level, faculty level, department level will include academic and non-academic, of course, and then by faculty boards, and then it will go to Senate and approved by Senate, and then council. These are the major steps. Enough of grammar, enough of talk. Now let's see this development of a quality assurance policy in practice. So first, let's look at what the table of contents of the quality assurance policy. You can say I'm quality assuring myself as I'm progressing in this lesson. Yeah, you're going to have a forward. Look at again, forward. It's not FOWARD. It's not moving forward. It's forward, word in front. You have abbreviations, you have introduction, you have vision, mission, strategic goals. You may wonder how I pronounce this. I have not pronounced that strategic. No, strategic. As if this one is an I. Strategic goals are core values of the university. Then you have to have a policy on internal quality assurance, a policy on external quality assurance. Then the monitoring and evaluation chapter or segment, and how you review the policy. And then you have the conclusion. End of story. No. We say practical. So this is not end of story. So let's look at some of the fuller details of the table of contents. So you are the quality assurance officer. So action by the quality assurance office, the office. So the forward, what you need to do is to draft the forward for the vice chancellor. This will come at the end of the process. Then you have the abbreviations. These are called preliminary pages. Abbreviations, you provide a list of abbreviations, use the policy document, and their meanings. They have an introduction. That's the opening chapter or segment or unit. In this opening chapter, you provide a brief introduction to include history of the university, purpose of the quality assurance policy, and steps in the development of the policy. Then you go on to define quality and quality assurance by that institution. So you got to have your own definition. What do you mean by quality in your university A or higher education institution B or whatever? So you have to draft a definition of quality for the institution. This will be reviewed and approved at appropriate levels. Then you have to give us the objectives of the quality assurance policy. You have to state the objectives of the quality assurance policy. Then the vision, mission, strategic goals, and core values of the university. You can get all of these ones from the handbook of the university. You have to state them here. Then you go on to this major segment, internal quality assurance, policy for internal quality assurance. So, like you have in the framework for quality assurance, you have input, process, and product. So you are going to put policies for quality assuring the inputs. So what you have to do is to draft the policy statements on each element of the input variables in the input process output model. So you have to tell us what is the policy for quality assuring students, teachers, I'm talking about the inputs now, curriculum, facilities, instructional resources, finance, and others. I've given an example of that of the student. So for the student, the draft policy to guide students' admission, e.g., all students admitted to the university must meet minimum conditions specified by Senate and verified by an authorized officer of the university. Then another input variable is the teachers. Now you have to get a policy for teachers. Draft policy or staff recruitment, development, and appraisal. You can extract this from the handbook. Let's go a little break, and when we come back, we'll go on to the fuller details for internal quality assurance for the process component. So see you on the other side. Yeah, welcome back from the short break. Where we'll be looking at the policy quality assurance of process. Like we did for the input variables. You have to draft the policy statements on each element of the process variables in the model. And that will include conduct of teaching and learning. What's the policy of the institution in quality assuring conduct of teaching and learning? What's the policy of the institution in quality assuring conduct of research, conduct of exams, conduct of students on campus, in hostels, including dress code, management of funds, conduct of community service? I provide an example here, conduct of teaching. A draft policy statement can be teaching should be conducted as specified in the approved curriculum for the course and at the time and place as provided in the university timetable. Alignment between teaching and learning approaches and the intended learning outcomes of academic programs promoting student-centered learning should be ensured. All course lecturers should be formally assessed by students. This is process now. At the end of the course, and the results from this assessment used for improving the delivery process. Quality assurance system for open and distance learning / blended learning as an emerging post-pandemic issue should be specified in line with the approved guidelines by the regulatory agency. Let's move on to external quality assurance. The one we did before is a policy on internal quality assurance. Let's get on to, that's the last one now. External quality assurance. External accreditation of programs and institutional audit. So the action by the quality assurance office. The university should comply with that some draft policy. The university should comply with all preparatory activities for external quality assurance by regulatory body, as I said, like AUC, like GTEC in Ghana, like CNS in Burundi, including self-study. Now, during on-site visit, external accreditors should be given access to all documentary materials, facilities, and personnel they wish to interact with. Now, at the end of all of this, you're going to have monitoring and evaluation. You have to draft statements on the monitoring and evaluation of the policy by the Quality Assurance Directorate or any other unit of the university that's assigned such role, and the quality checks and the annual reports of the findings. So we have to gather evidence on each provision. Every provision of this policy, evidence must be gathered so as to evaluate effectiveness, identify good practice, strengthen accountability, and very importantly, take informed action to remedy deficiencies. And then you have a segment of roles and responsibilities. This will be stated in the policy document. And then you have policy review. The policy does not last forever. Maybe quinquennial. Quinquennial means every 5 years. So you can stay the cycle of review, perhaps every 5 years, and indicate the process. How will the review be conducted? So last but one is conclusion. You have to draft a summary of the entire process and provide some concluding statement there. And of course, the policy should be approved and signed. So usually at the end of the process, the approved document is jointly signed by the Vice Chancellor and Chairperson of Council. Now, let me take you through some of the policies, quality assurance policies of Nigerian University. I did ask the directors of quality assurance and academic planning to let us know whether they have quality assurance policies and share this with us. Unfortunately, just a handful of our university, and that's not good enough. And that's why we're having this training to enable you develop your quality assurance, draft your quality assurance policies that will be now evaluated all the way through and then approved in your universities. So let's look at some of this. Yeah, so only 9 out of over 190 universities submitted. Maybe some people didn't see this invitation to submit. So these are the people who submitted, and these are the universities. Let's take a quick look at what they submitted. But I must tell you that I'm quite impressed with what I saw. Yeah, so we'll look at these that I downloaded. So let's look at this one. This is Edo State University. Irue, formerly Edo University, Yamu. So that's it. Academic. Yeah, you can see the table of contents. I actually would want you to see the table of contents. Introduction, the quality mandate, quality assurance manual, academic activities, and you have all of these ones: student advising, course content design, course delivery and presentation, and all of this monitoring and evaluation and review. So that's Edo University for you. Philosophy, mission. Yeah, let's move on to the next. The next on my list here is National Open University of Nigeria, Quality Assurance Framework and Policy. So you can see a table of contents, institutional vision, mission, rationale, definition of quality, the policy statement, and all of this, core values, scope of the policy, institutional governance, program design, course design. You know, it's an open university, so it's specialized. Assessment and evaluation, media, human resources development, implementation of the policy, communication plan, acronyms and glossary of terms. I thought that the acronyms should come up there. But you see, I looked at this and I felt very, very impressed. But you missed out in the input process elements, missed out quite a number. So I think in the revision of this, we should look at that framework. Let's move on to the next. The next on this list is Osun State University, Quality Assurance Policy. Osun State University, we have introduction, policy statement, aims and objectives, quality assurance, procedure, areas of quality assurance, responsibility, and that's it. So let's just gather through these definitions and policy statements, policy declaration, vision, mission, and the rest of them. Should we move on to the next? I think we should. I'm impressed with this also. The next on this list is University of Ibadan. So this is University of Ibadan Quality Assurance Policy and Strategy. That's it. It's scanned. Let me see how recent this is. 2013. So that's a forward, and I'll just page down quickly. Let's look at it. let's look at the table of contents. Overview, notion of quality, quality assurance, responsibility, framework for quality assurance, vision and mission, institutional image, norms, values, library services, research management, emerging technologies, works and maintenance, hostel student support services, community service. So this is quite in order, but it will need to be significantly improved upon and clustered into the input variables, and then the process now they are mixed up, and many of these variables are missing. Can we go on to the next? Yes, of course. We go on to the next. The next on this list is, let's say, that will be Imo State University. Very good one also. Quality assurance policy, Imo State University will the structure, the quality assurance policy statement. It's an 8-page document. Duties of Director of Quality Assurance. This is taking too much space. You have the preface, your vision, mission, objectives, and that's it. Let's go to the next. Of course, will be the last one here. That's Obafemi Awolowo University Quality Assurance Policy. Not too long ago, April 2014. So we have terms of reference, why quality assurance, definition of terms, proposed organogram, directors of academic units, external quality assurance, internal quality assurance, and all of this. I think this is not too bad, but they need to be rearranged to fit in with what are the quality assurance activities, policy statements for the input, and then for the process, and then the rest of them. So that brings us to the end of the review of the draft the policy quality assurance submitted by. Let's go to some other lands and see what we have. I have a few here for us to look at. Let's start with the first one, and that is the quality assurance, higher education quality assurance enhancement policy of Beam Institute. So that's what we have. It's 2020 is actually very recent. Purpose and scope, policy objectives, academic framework, governance infrastructure, and the rest of them. Let's look at the next one. The next one is here. That's okay. Let's go to it. That's Maseno University Internal Academic Quality Assurance Policy. So let's just go straight to the table of contents. We have it as this: abbreviation, preamble abbreviations, definition of terms, quality policy statement, objectives, guiding principles, internal quality assurance mechanisms, standards of quality assurance, teaching, learning, and infrastructure aspects, curriculum and course of evaluation, internal, external examination, research and innovation, quality of academic staff, and all these wonderful things. Roles and responsibilities. Very, very good. So let's go on to the next. The next is LSU. LSU is Lupin State University Quality Assurance Directorate, Quality Assurance Policy. You can see the table of contents. You have policy statement, preamble, background and rationale, quality assurance, mission statement, and the rest, quality assurance philosophies. Management structure. What else do we have? Roles and responsibilities, quality assurance mechanism. That starts internal quality assurance mechanism, quality of students, quality of program, quality of teaching and learning, quality of student assessment, academic support, research. You can see this is flowing very, very well. Implementation strategies, and the rest of them. Let's move on to the. And the next is MIT. MIT, Massachusetts Institute of Technology. Okay, I'm sorry, Melbourne in Australia. Excuse me. Institute of Technology Academic Quality Assurance Framework. You have it all down here. Overview, governing authority, responsibility, and accountabilities for academic quality assurance. You can see all of these things here. Appendix. Next one. Next one is University of Kigali. You can see originator stroke author. That's the director of quality assurance. That's why I said that you have a ad hoc committee to draft this thing first, and to move up the. So this will move up the ladder. Policy context, quality in higher education, traditional safeguards, and all that. So policy statements and assumptions, institutional setup, implementation strategies, student surveys, and that's it for Kigali. Next is Makerere University. I found this to be quite good. Quality assurance policy framework, but 2007. So you have quality assurance policy, code of good practice, and the rest of. Then we should move quickly towards the end of this process. So take on the last one. And who is number last? That's Federal Ministry of Education. Oh, that's our umbrella institution, umbrella ministry. Now, this is National Education Quality Assurance Policy. I decided to bring this here so that if you're developing this 2014 forward to the situation analysis, Federal Constitution, Child Rights, National Policy on Education, 4-year strategic plan for the education sector, shift in terminology, responsibility, major elements of the policy, aim, concept of education quality assurance. You may find some of these things quite helpful. Structure of QA body, size of QA body. This may be helpful. That brings us to the end of the scan of the national and international quality assurance policies that I've been able to bring to you for this lesson number 4. Oh, wonderful experience. Welcome back from the scan of those policies from some universities in Nigeria and in other countries. So what have we learned in this lesson? We stated the purpose of quality assurance, we described the steps, and we went through the process of drafting a quality assurance policy. So what's next? What are the next steps? Actually, one step is for you to develop a draft quality assurance policy for your institution if you don't have one. But if you have one, you have to revise it based on that framework. You have to give us the policies for input, policies for process, and the rest of them. Now, what materials do you need? You need the template of the outline table of contents that I shared with you in this lesson. You also need a template of detailed table of contents. You also need the sample quality assurance policies that are used as illustration from Nigeria and other parts of the world. And you also need the CIQG International Quality Principles. Let me show you some of these very quick. This is the draft quality assurance policy outline, table of contents for our institute. Oh, our institute is moving. Oh, it's moving. So you have forward abbreviations and you have the items that I listed earlier there for you. So this is the table of contents, the outline of the table of contents for the policy. I also listed the detailed table of contents. So here it is. Forward, action by. These are the things that I showed you earlier part of the lesson. So that is it. So I'm going to give you this document. It will guide you tremendously. I also told you that you need the CIQG International Quality Principles. Oh, you're looking for it? Here it is. You're going to get this one also. Big package awaits you. Last but not the least, set of documents, the quality assurance policies from some Nigerian universities, the quality assurance policies from all the others that I showed you, and then the templates are here, CIQG, final, and all of that. And so you're going to get this folder. Get it how? I'll just show it to you. Yes, I've uploaded all of this, which you can download at this site. I'm going to pause for a second for you to make a note of this address. And then when you get here, you are going to get all of this. By the way, it's going to be off in about a month. So you better download these materials. That brings us to the end of lesson number 4. And I must let you go now because you have to go draft your quality assurance policy. Until lesson number 5, it is bye for me, Peter Okebukola.